A very good morning. EURUSD is selling off in towards the downside. EURUSD back to parity. Let's find out. Guys, a very good morning. It's Fabio, and the markets are moving exactly as anticipated. We can see EURUSD is selling off in towards the downside, perfectly in line with the overall daily fractal structure. Now, a few things that I want to show you. I have an update for you here, guys, but the overall bias here, these are my funded accounts that I want to share with you. I closed today the first shorts on EURUSD and GBPUSD, and also my risk on bias, which I've been explaining to you guys for quite some time now with, for example, a USD Swiss long or USD Yen long. Now, this is one alpha account, alpha capital funded account, 102,000. I close it now. So that's going to be a payout tomorrow. Then this one, 1,600 profit, that payout date is going to be on Wednesday. And then I have this one with the trading pit as well. That payout date is today as well. So I've been closing out around for $6,500 US in profits today, and I still have a EURUSD short running over here for $11,000 in profit. I have this risk on buys still where I'm just shorting the Swiss franc and shorting the Japanese yen as well. Fully, you can see these are massive swings for over 300-400 pips. Very small lot sizes, but they do add up pretty fast. And then I also have this account as well, which is my main account, which I use for trade copying. And as well, you can see it's around 9.1k in profit. Again, with the longs on NZD and the shorts on the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen again as well. So overall, beautiful price action. And now diving into the details, US and China have announced a 90-day tariff reduction deal. Both nations agreed to temporarily lower their tariffs, and the US duties on Chinese imports are going to be cut to 30%, and China tariffs on US goods are reduced to 10% to ease trade tensions and allow time for further negotiations. This has now caused, guys, EURUSD to sell off in towards downside. So the dollar is getting stronger, and the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen, as anticipated, that's why I've been having these trades with 300-400 pip swings. These have now really lost a lot of momentum and decreased overall, or devalued themselves against, for example, the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, because the risk on bias is now taking precedence, guys. We are going into a risk on environment where people are happy to take risks again, because the two nations, the biggest nations that were in a fight, are now starting to close a deal. And this is what I've been talking about here on the daily market outlook for such a long time. Now, you can see the markets have been reacting positively. Asian and European equities have rallied. US futures rose. Oil prices have been climbing, and the dollar strengthened as well. Now, let's dive into the markets, because EURUSD is dropping like a bomb. Overall, the daily fractal structure, again, playing out to absolute perfection. The reason why we were looking for shorts on EURUSD in the first place is because we tapped into this monthly imbalance candle. We took out these descending highs, and then on the daily time frame, we started seeing a change of character, with the first change of character here, second change of character, third change of character, and all we are simply doing is following the overall order flow in towards the downside. So for now, we are starting to near what? We're starting to near this daily imbalance candle over here, this sell for the buy candle, and to there, the market could potentially react, in my opinion, or start to slow down. Obviously, this overall impulse in towards the downside is fully news driven. During the New York session, we might still see a lot more momentum in towards downside, as I do expect New York to keep on buying the dollar overall, and therefore the EURUSD could keep on selling. Now, obviously, the biggest move has happened, guys. You don't want to get into sell over here. So what can I now say? I can now say this is now your area of supply, and if the market were to retrace in towards there, inside of there, we look for further shorts. But overall, this chart that you're seeing here is more a recap of the good anticipation that we made last Friday, where we were calling for further shorts here from this overall area of supply on the 4-hour time frame. So I hope some of you are in this position at the moment, or are in any positions that are related to dollar longs, because there's a lot more coming in this market outlook. Now, moving into the dollar index, guys, I don't think I need to explain a lot more than the fact that we were absolutely on point as well with the overall analysis here. Again, you can see the sell for the buy in control, market taps in and then pushes back out again. Overall, what we saw, obviously from a weekly perspective, was that we faked out underneath the range low. So this is your area of consolidation. Underneath the area of consolidation, what you have liquidity. We swipe that liquidity, and then on the daily time frame, what do you need in order to confirm that there's going to be a reversal? We need the daily change of character. High break, high break, high break. You can just very clearly see, guys, the overall order flow is just continue and pushing the market up higher. And now this here is the imbalance that is in control. So if we do retrace any lower from there, obviously you can again look for longs. As long as the current fractal low holds, exactly as I mentioned last week as well, when this was the fractal low, as long as this fractal low holds, we should only be pushing up higher and higher. So there is still some room for the dollar to push up higher now on the rebound of all of this news, but do keep in mind we are nearing this area kind of like of supply, of consolidation, and inside of there we could start to see some slowdown. There's a lot of euphoria at the moment within the market, and always keep in mind this is the moment where people start getting FOMO, start getting into these positions late, and that is a lot of the times where you can kind of get screwed over. So do keep that in mind, that is what you need to watch out for. Don't kind of like chase the trade. If you miss the overall position, that's sad. But yeah, it is what it is. Now, obviously, looking at this, we could start to see some slowdown, but I'm not looking for any shorts on the dollar as of yet until we see any major shift in the daily fractal structure. So that would mean that this current fractal low would need to break. Until then, I'm only interested in further longs. Now, going into AUDUSD, AU is a pair that I'm not very interested in trading at the moment. Why? Because you have two strong pairs against one another. You always kind of like want to trade the imbalance. So you want to be trading a strong against a weak or a weak against a strong. And in this particular example, AUD, so the Australian dollar is strong. Why? Because the AUD is a risk on pair, right? And now the bias has shifted into risk on. So people are happy to take risks because trade deals are being established. So people want to buy the Australian dollar. So that's why you're, for example, seeing that AUDCHF, look, flying, AUDJPY, look, flying. These are the pairs that you want to be trading in these current market conditions. You want to be trading them because the Japanese yen, the Swiss franc, they are weak and the Australian dollar is strong. But you do not want to be trading strong against strong because the Australian dollar is strong because it's a risk on. And at the moment, the dollar is also strong because at this point in time, it's also a risk on pair. So that's why AUDUSD, you would want to stay out. Obviously, it's still daily fractal bullish. Current fractal low is being respected. This is the week high. Theoretically, it should push up from here, but I'm not interested in trading it. Also here on the 4-hour time frame, you can see some manipulation going on as well. So I will personally just stay out of this pair. Obviously, from a daily perspective, it makes sense to keep pushing up higher. But again, if you look here, you can see a lot of ascending lows. So I would preferably want to see those lows get swept before any further upside at all. So that's why I'm staying out of it. And I would prefer kind of like maybe a short-term short even, but I'm not going to burn my hands on this. Now, moving onwards into GBPUSD, as you guys know, I'm also in shorts on that. What can I say? An absolute rocket ship in towards the downside, all related to tariffs, guys. This is the importance of trading with and in line with the fundamentals. As you guys know, I've been mentioning, I've been in this short position already since, last week or the beginning of May. I've been shorting GBPUSD. I've been mentioning this on every single live stream and here on the Daily Market Outlooks as well. Overall, what can I say? The daily fractals playing out to absolute perfection. Here we have the buy up, sell down, we tap back in, and again we sell off in towards the downside. So nice price action overall. Really, really proud of this position overall because what we had here was, again, liquidity swipe of the highs. And as you know, what do we need for a reversal in towards the downside? We need to swipe, number one, we need to swipe the liquidity. Then number two, we need what? A chalk. So did we get that chalk? Let's have a look on the daily. Yes, we did. So over here, we had that change of character low get broken over here. And then at that point in time, this buy before the sell is your supply zone. That's why I got in over here. And that's when you can then just take the sell. So overall, some really, really good price action. And yeah, I will be continuing to hold this as long as the momentum is kind of like still there. And I do still expect, and I look forward to the New York session, what that will bring. As long as nothing is kind of like said by China or by the US that downplays the overall tariffs and the negotiations and the progress, GU still has a lot of room to push down lower, okay? So do keep that in mind. Now, moving onwards into NZDUSD, and then we're going to dive into two very interesting pairs after that. NZDUSD, look, this is what I mean, and this is an exact copy of AUDUSD as well. You're trading here two like risk on pairs against each other. This is not what you want to do in these kind of market conditions. That is purely driven by fundamentals. So we need to stay out of NZDUSD, in my opinion. It's at the range low, but not interesting in my personal opinion. 4-hour fractal is bearish as well, with this being the fractal high. We were tracing towards this buy before the sell, pushing the market down lower. Yes, it's consolidating as well. The daily fractal structure is bearish as well. So for me, I would prefer for this to kind of like retrace a little bit deeper in towards this sell for the buy here. And then inside of there, we'll look for maybe some longs once again. Moving onwards into USDCHF and USDJPY and then gold. USDCHF in a long. I have been saying, guys, that I'm in a long already for 2 bloody weeks. So I hope that you're in this with me. If you are, let me know in the comment section down below because I came with receipts today. You can see all of the accounts in profit. I don't really need to explain much more. Yeah, called this long time before the pump. Oshu said this as a signal inside Discord, so congrats if you're in it. Been in it since this fractal high break here on the daily. Been calling this as well here on the weekly time frame. It's the exact same as with the dollar index. Area of consolidation, fake out on the low, boom, reverses in towards the highs. Still going to hold this and going to remain in those longs and look forward to seeing this push up a lot higher as well still, as long as the momentum stays within the markets for now. Dollar yen as well. What can I say? Daily fractals playing out to absolute perfection. Also called this inside Discord. You guys know it if you're inside Discord. Check the link in the description down below if you're not in it, by the way. But if you are in Discord, let me know in the comment section, because you've been seeing this key level of support on the higher time frame, then the daily fractals just doing what they need to do. Because here we had the daily fractal low break, daily fractal high break, and then from this moment you could have already gotten in, but then here we had the beautiful area of demand against sell before a big buy up, retrace, boom, shoots in towards the moon. Then if you want more confirmation to enter these kind of positions, you enter on the 4-hour high break of the fractal, and that was over here, this high over here. You can see, and then from that moment onwards, UJ just moves with momentum. So you don't really want to wait when place your order on a demand zone. You just want to get in on the high break with UJ and these yen pairs most often. And now it's just as a rocket ship going up higher. And I still think there's a lot of momentum, as long as again, obviously the good news surrounding the trade talks remains. Then definitely I'll be looking for like 151 to get hit in the near future. And I think there's still a lot more room for this to go. I'm in this on an FTMO account, on 2 FTMO accounts still already, since I think somewhere around, where is it, over here. So I'm up, what is it, like I think 500 pips on this thing. So man, these are really some of the best weeks for myself in trading in a very, very long time, as I'm really on point with the overall buys. And yeah, my accounts are being blessed by this. Then last of all, gold is selling off. So why is gold selling off? Because gold is a commodity that performs very well in a risk off environment. So when the world is in a risk environment, what do people do? They buy gold. But when the sentiment shifts and we turn into a risk on environment where people want to take risks, what do they put the money in? They put it into equities, they put it into crypto, they put it into AUD, NZD, and at the moment also the dollar. So that's why gold has been selling off. You can see here on the 4-hour time frame that the overall order flow has remained in control. Very nice to see, by the way. Here we had a fractal structure shift in towards the downside. This played out as supply, then again this played out as supply, then again this played out as supply, and now this here is our supply zone. So yeah, it makes sense to continue selling off, and I'll be looking kind of for this low over here to get hit. 31.87 is kind of like my next target on the short term for gold before any potential slowdown. So yeah, I would follow that overall order flow in towards the downside. No longs on gold for myself at the moment, so don't at me and ask for gold longs, because yeah, I'm looking for some further downside and for pretty much this pink zone over here to get hit before any slowdown on gold. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Hope you enjoyed this market outlook as always, with some full transparency. And as always, you can watch back all of the daily market outlooks that I do, and you'll see kind of like that we've been discussing this for such a long time. So very happy to see. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.